Hello everyone, Bashar here. This is my third and hopefully final attempt at doing a video on resetting temple, and your cries have been heard, and I'm just gonna get into it now. Right, I am actually resetting my temple. So this is the character that I have been playing from the beginning of the season, with the exception of the druid. So this temple was very messed up. So what I'm gonna do here is I'll just run the temple, and after that I'll chat a little bit. Okay, I hope that's okay with you guys. Okay, and as you can see, my temple is almost fully reset, right? So you could object that these two rooms are here. Now I'm chatting, okay? I did do the thing. I did show you how to reset the temple. You open and you close it, and you lose one room. Now I'm going to provide a little bit more explanation because, a lot of people have reacted to me talking. I kind of over-explain, right? That's my thing. So you could object and say this is not fully reset. So the only problem that these two rooms will cause for me is when I get here from this side or from this side, the snake thingy. The only problem that these rooms are going to cause. So these are restricted rooms that you can only place after beating the engineer, right? And they go away when they are completed, as you can see here. So the only problem that they will cause is when I get here or here, and if I have two room cards that I would like to place at once, right? And in this direction. That's the only problem, right? Because when I get here, I get nothing that I want to place. I'm fine. I get one thing that I want to place. I'm going to place it here, and then I'm going to these two rooms, and they will go away, right? So this is quite equivalent to having fully reset it. Those rooms will not be a problem. As I said, the only problem will be I get here, and I have two room cards that I would like to place, which is extremely rare, right? I have a somewhat limited experience of the temple, but I did do quite a few rounds, right? And you extremely rarely get two rooms that you want to place, at least in this direction, right? So for example, I could do this, that's still fine, right? The only problem is if I want to do this room and then this room, and that's a problem. So I'm going to elaborate a little bit on the resetting now. So guys, I did tell you in the first video, and I was wrongfully accused of not explaining anything, just talking. I didn't. I did explain how to. The idea is you get to the architect if you can, you get to Atsiri if you can, and if you can't, you just don't do anything, right? So the idea is this. So let's say you have some rooms here, right? And if you can get to the architect by placing like two rooms, that's worth it, right? Because normally you lose one room, right? That's what I noticed. If you don't do anything, if you don't put anything, and if you don't kill the architect and Atsiri, you lose one room, right? As you have just seen in my example. That's how I clear it. I have some horrible road here, right? You might remember from my earlier videos. And I had to delete that room one by one. No? So 3 maps, this room gone, 3 more maps, this room gone, 3 more maps, this room gone. Yeah, it's horrible, but that's how you reset. So, but when you kill the architect, depending on your temple structure, you lose like 4, 5, maybe 6 rooms, right? Same goes for Atsiri. Atsiri destabilization could be a little bit higher maybe. And one more thing to note, with patch 04D, guys, Atsiri is now accepting all kinds of connections, not just roads. So killing Atsiri has been rendered much easier. So for example, you have a connection to the architect here. You put 2 random rooms here that connect, obviously, right? And that will connect to Atsiri, and you'll be able to do her as well, provided you have a royal access chamber and a connection to it. Anyway, so what you do is, guys, you have some sort of temple built up here, right? And so you have to have some sort of temple built up, right? If you have a very little amount of rooms left, you will have to do what I did just now, right? You gather your energy, you don't put any room card in, right? You open the temple and you close the temple. You will lose the one room, right? Repeat, repeat, repeat. So this is my experience, guys. I have deleted like 10 rooms or something like that, maybe 8 rooms or so, one by one, right? And it deletes a room every single time, right? That's my experience. So I have not had a run in which it deleted 0 rooms. So if you are close to the architect or Atsiri and you can get there by placing 2 or 3 rooms, you should do it. Why? Because you put 2 additional rooms to get to the architect, but by killing the architect you lose like 4 or 5 rooms, which is higher than what you would normally lose, which is like 1 room, right? So it's worth it. But after doing this a few times, you will have some rooms left here, right? Which is not very easy to get to the architect. And at that point on, if you want to fully reset it, you will do what I just did, right? Open temple, put nothing in, leave. Open temple, put nothing in, leave. Patch 0.4 brought a change. When you are trying to run the temple without putting any rooms, it doesn't let you. You have to control click on it to override it. Okay? I don't have any energy right now, so it doesn't show, but you control click it, then it will allow you to open the temple. I think on console there is some sort of confirmation for that, right? So you open the temple without putting any room in, then you don't do the temple. Well, you can do the temple if you like, but then you close the temple and then you will lose one room until everything has been cleared. So that's about how you go about resetting the temple. I have something else in mind. I think probably not, right? So that's about it, right? Place as little rooms as you can to get to architect or art city. If you have to put a lot, then don't, right? So for example, if it takes 4 rooms to architect, don't do it, right? Because you are normally losing some rooms, right? And you are putting some additional rooms to get to the architect, and the architect should make you lose more rooms than what you have put in there. So if that's not going to be the case, then just don't. And in the end, you will have a few rooms left and you will have to lose them all one by one. And yeah, that's about it, how to reset the temple. Hopefully this time around, I was able to, give you guys what you wanted, and I'll see you in another video. Bye-bye.